It's TV dinner time. Kick your shoes off, get comfy. Today we're talking about a new show that Jason and I are both excited for. It's season 4 of The Boys. We're doing like we typically do. We're doing 2 episodes each. We're watching 2 episodes for each of our TV dinner episodes. So for this first one, we're doing episodes 1 and 2. So we'll get into it.
Yeah, and it starts off strong and stuff, and because it starts off with a butcher that looks like he is dying.
That's my only note for this entire episode is Butcher's dying.
Yeah, and he looks it too. Like there's a point in time where and he's like drunk and stuff, and I was like,
yeah,
it was horrible. But in terms of like when you started off this season, episode 1, did you like already kind of know like where you were? Did you have your bearings already for this season?
No, I'm still like, because we watch Gen V also, so I'm still trying to figure out how that's tying in, because the ending of Gen V, we're introduced to Homelander, we're introduced to Butcher, but we don't know where in the at least I think we did talk about it. I think it was like season 3 or 2. I don't remember if they aligned perfectly, like where Gen V was ending and The Boys season 4 was picking up, if they aligned or if they didn't. But I'm still trying to grasp that.
That is true, because there is reference like when Butcher's trying to make a deal with that lady that kind of like explodes people's heads and stuff, and
she's a savage.
Basically,
she's
setting
in
herself
Gen
up
V
to
also.
Be, yeah, she's in Gen V too, but so he does say that he acknowledges that she's trying to make a virus that kills Homelander.
Yeah.
So that's got to be after that, right?
Yeah, it's true.
So this kind of like is working itself out and stuff, but like, yeah,
or
I agree
it
with
could
you.
Be because they had the virus towards the end of Gen V, so maybe she's just starting to get the inklings of like, oh, hey, there's a virus out there.
Maybe. But
we'll find out. It's only 2
episodes. But we know that
so
there's that connection. So now, they confirmed it and stuff, and like Butcher acknowledges it and see in that first episode when he's kind of making that deal, which is crazy as to like what that lady's doing and stuff. And like, and then you find out that the dude that's like running for president is like the one that's trying to kill her anyways.
Mm-hmm. The Boys has always has some crooked shit going on.
Well, it's like, I don't know, because like even the second episode, or like
that was my favorite one.
Yeah,
the
because
human centipede situation was
the whole thing kind of like pans out to where it's like sadly this is kind of like emulating normal life in America.
Yeah, real world. Yeah.
Like even like Patty watched the second episode with me and she was like, this is just like watching the news and stuff.
But that's how it felt. Like watching these, I was like, oh, this feels like if I turned this off and turned on any news station, it would be exactly the same.
Right? Yeah. And almost like line by line and story by story and stuff, which is like, I guess like some people can like find that like as like stale, because like since we're hearing it in TV and in our news, why would you want to watch it on like a TV show that you're trying to watch? But I think the interest is that
twist.
Yeah, these are superheroes, and then they add in all the crazy human centipedes and stuff.
Yeah, and then the fact that Homelander's just completely batshit, and he's telling the 7 like, yo, just hit these people with bats, and then throw their bodies outside. And they're like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
And they do it. And it causes an uproar.
Yeah. And basically, yeah, so it's like you're trying to find, because like you remember that he's basically a Nazi and stuff, because like he opens up that like thing, or like that chest. In a sense, then like your mind races that like, oh, like he's trying to create this like supreme race of like him, basically.
Superheroes, yeah, superheroes.
And the second episode really confirms that he's not very good at sharing the spotlight, even with his son, which is hilarious.
Oh, he was hot over that. Yeah. But that's the funny thing is, like, he kept trying to push his son out there, and then as soon as his son did one thing, he's like, nah, I need to take this back.
Yeah. And because it's like that lady, Sister Sage, or Sage, as she wants to be called, basically is able to manipulate him because like she's understands smarter. Like what he's trying to. Yeah, she's smarter, definitely, but she's kind of like like knowing that she needs to set up, or they need to set up time after Homelander. What I didn't get, or what I like still trying to figure out, like, so like we're assuming Homelander will die at some point, right? Like he will age.
Yeah, because he's getting older. He's pulling off his pubes and putting it into a jar, which is insane.
So that's happening. I'm trying to like open up.
It reminded me of freaking Goldmember just saving just random shit from your body.
Yeah, remember? Yeah, he used to like have like flakes
just
and
stacking
stuff.
up skin, just like lick them first and stack them. Like, oh,
yeah, that's true. That's true. But so like eventually, like you're not gonna need a virus, right? Like eventually, assuming like he just kind of ages and just dies naturally. But whether or not how long that takes and stuff,
it's gonna be a long time.
Yeah. But then that's like the thing with like a lot of the superhero stuff that we watch is that they like Gen V or like the boys, you assume that everyone has like a wide variety of like powers. But then you're basically like there's a lot of times where like the creators of the show can like just like poof things into existence, like this person can fly now, or this person this, because like basically because you create a harder story for your characters to kind of like battle against is because the lady that can like pop people's heads, she's like basically invincible, and so like they're like finding that out too. So it's like, oh, she's nice, like that's kind of
with Homelander to a certain extent.
Right? Like, so like she like explode his head, or like does he know that like she could do that and then like actively is trying to like stop that or something?
Yeah, because weren't they kind of battling that in season 3?
Yeah, weren't they like trying to figure out
they were like
if she could
at
do that?
odds with one another. I think they know like, okay, you can pop my head, but I can also kill you like within
right, like
milliseconds.
Do it faster than you and stuff. Like, right.
So they have that animosity. But her daughter is crazy. Like, that came out of nowhere. Like, nothing could prepare you for that. You're just like watching the episode, and then the daughter has powers, and you're like, damn.
And then the shock of like Frenchie, where it's like, you
Frenchie
gave your power, out. But then like he was like shocked that like the chick was like giving her daughter like superpowers.
Shooting her up.
Yeah. So it's like, but then it's like she was like, oh, that's like an inevitable thing that she needs to do because it's like protecting her and stuff.
Yeah, that's the one thing about The Boys is you never know what you can't anticipate what's gonna happen in each episode or within the season.
Oh, definitely.
It's like the fact that Frenchie was vying for someone's love for what, 2 seasons, 3 before like the 3rd season, and they got together, and now they're together, but now he has a new love interest that he may try to win over.
But then that added that like he killed his entire family supposedly, so he's gonna have to figure that out.
So much going on.
What I enjoy is that we're having more of the side story, or more of a little emphasis on where what's her name, Kimiko? Is that her name?
That's Frenchie's girlfriend.
But like we're having more of an understanding of like where her
backstory,
she came from and everything, and why she's now, or like I didn't understand it before, that she's a voluntary mute basically, or like psychologically she has mutism because
of what she
went through and stuff. Like I guess she can speak, but it's just something else that's kind of stopping her.
Didn't she speak in season 3?
Did she?
Like briefly, and they like freaked out.
Oh, maybe it's like probably when I freaked out when Black Noir spoke, and I was like, oh, I forgot he's like a different dude.
Yeah, he's not really Black Noir. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just some like random guy that they chose,
which is hilarious.
Yeah,
I can't wait for Homelander to find out like that's going on.
Well, he should know because he killed Black Noir, right?
Yeah, it's true.
So he should know.
Yeah. It feels like now that we've watched 2 episodes, it feels like I probably should have watched the recap because I definitely skipped the recap because there's so many things that happen, and then watching Gen V,
because your like mind goes off to everything. Where like you're trying to like process, like, all right, did I know this?
Like, where am I?
Back yeah.
So yeah, back to your bearing question. I think I have my bearings, but I'm not even sure anymore.
Well, now we do because now we're in it, and so we have to kind of.
Yeah, true. Now we can't go back. Yeah, I may have to go back to episode 1 and watch that recap and be like, oh yeah, I do know what I'm talking about or thinking about.
Yeah. Well, my thing too with or like I wanted to see what you thought in terms of like, what's his name, Hughie. Hughie's dad has like a medical emergency. He has a stroke basically, and all this stuff, and so he's like in a coma in the hospital. You think they're gonna try to give him like the superhero stuff to like bring him back? Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised. That seems like the kind of path they would go down. Yeah,
like he doesn't want to. That's gonna be like that, that back and forth.
I can see Starlight being like, "You should. This is the one thing that's gonna save him. You should give him V." And Hughie being like, "No, I can't give my dad V. Look at Butcher." I can see that happening.
Well, yeah, you don't take as much as Butcher did.
Very true.
And then what is that gonna do? Like, how is that gonna work out? Are they just gonna kill off Butcher, or is somehow like the kid gonna save him? I'm assuming the kid will probably.
Oh, you know the kid's gonna save him in some way. Yeah.
Zap the
or
cancer
Starlight
out
can
of his
zap
head.
it. Yeah.
You think she should have done it already if she's able to?
Nah, she's just learning how to fly. She's trying to figure out her powers.
I was gonna say, yeah, she barely knows how to fly too.
Yeah. She'll figure how to fly out, and then she'll be like, "Oh, hey, I can zap that thing you have in your head out of your head if you want." I
see it. I can do that.
Yeah. Or maybe the head popper. She may be like, "Oh, I can pop that little thing. I won't blow up your whole brain. I can just pop that one thing in there."
Interesting. Yeah.
We'll see.
See, then you're finding more about their powers. Like they just like make up things, and it's like,
or the blood. I'm pissed that I forget all these people's names.
Oh, the one from the blood thing
from Gen V. Yeah,
that's true.
She may be able to get in there, so that's how they bring her in. Like, we need your help with Butcher. These are all terrible hypothetical ideas, but one of them is definitely going to happen. Yeah, we'll see.
The craziest one is going to happen. Yeah, we've already seen the human centipede happening by one dude that can do it to himself.
Yes. And then he got pink eye.
I don't know.
Only the boys, man.
Now, okay, because it's like in terms of like I think the boys is like at the upper limit of like gore, violence, sex, and not even like sex. It's just like naked people, and so
the hedonistic lifestyle is the boys.
Yeah, so it's like, do you find it difficult to like recommend this to people because of that, or you're like whatever? Who cares?
No. Yeah, I've recommended this to too many people to even remember at this point, because you can't our friend Nick, him and I. This was last year. I think it was last year. Him and I went to Santa Cruz for the weekend just to hang out and like go to different breweries. And we were back at the Airbnb, and I'm like, "Yo, have you seen The Boys?" He's like, "I don't even know what that is." So I turned it on. That man watched the entire first season. And then binged the next 2 seasons when he got home. So yeah, I recommend it all the time.
That's the thing. It's like this show is like easy to watch, even though you're like, oh my, like the house episode 1 ended. You're like, I was dying laughing, and Patty was like, Patty's upstairs, like, what the hell is going on? And everything. But so you have like moments like that where you're like, you're listening to the story, you're digesting the story. maybe you're confused by the story, but then you get shocked by what you're seeing on the screen, and it kind of snaps you back into reality of like what you're watching.
That's the truth.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's like, what do you think is like gonna happen this season? I guess like we've already kind of theorized like what could happen. Like Butcher could die. Like it could be just like he's done with the role and stuff, and like, or like they want to switch it up.
Yeah, I'm wondering, and we didn't even bring up the fact that they brought in our guy Negan from
oh yeah, like he shows up like briefly, and then like I'm assuming he's gonna come disappears in again.
Yeah, like Butcher's definitely gonna work with them in some capacity,
or is already.
Or is, yeah. I'm still interested in finding out if this is the last season of the show, because then that would kind of sway how I feel. Like, if this is the last season, I think they would try to have some big battle between Butcher and Homelander again. I know we had that in the last season, but have another one and be like, okay, this is the big hurrah. The son is going to get involved and have to choose a side.
I can see that. Like, if they are deciding to end this, it does definitely have to end with either Homelander winning and being supreme leader of of the world, or basically, getting killed somehow. I do like the fact of like him probably gonna have to like be in a conflict with his son, and then also try to remove his son from the spotlight. And even though his son kind of has basically the same exact powers as him, so
he's probably gonna be more powerful,
if not more powerful. Like like you just said, where because it's like he's the only natural born superhero, right? That's the whole thing with him.
Super fast, super strong.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see like how they kind of like go with that, and then like Hughie and Starlight, like I can see them kind of like flipping the script that like nothing happens with them, or like
that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, like he just kind of like, or
that
they just
would
like
be
walk
hilarious.
away.
I would actually laugh if
the Deep takes his octopus down into the ocean, and
that man has it in his closet. Like the CGI of the octopus is amazing, though. I'll definitely say that.
Yeah, I'm very surprised because it's like you probably would not ever expect it, or also even like request a very high quality looking octopus.
Hey, we need an octopus in a tank, and the water's moving and the rocks move as the water moves, and it needs to look amazing.
Perfect.
Like, what do we need an octopus for? Don't worry about it. Just make an octopus for us.
Yeah.
This man does things with this octopus. Just make the octopus. Like,
we need to make it look like it's actual real life octopus.
Yes.
Yeah, in terms of recommending this, I think for me, it's like it's hard to not recommend it to somebody, like you said. But I think I would not want to have a conversation with my parents after they watch it.
I do. My dad watches it. Yeah, my dad watches it. We talk about it. He was telling me about the human centipede scene. He was like, "Have you seen that yet?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Oh, you haven't watched it yet, have you?" I'm like, "No."
You're like, also, how do you know what human centipede is?
I was a rebel child.
But I'm excited for the next episodes. I'm definitely excited as to like how they, if it is the end of this, and then how they end it, or they just kind of like transition to like Gen V being like the next iteration of the show, which would be kind of cool.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. We got a couple more episodes.
I know, right? Well, let us know in the comments below if you've watched episodes 1 and 2 of The Boys Season 4 on Amazon Prime. Let us know what you thought, if you liked it, disliked it. And please like and subscribe to Saturday Night Popcorn for more TV dinners like this.